welcome everybody. In this video, we are going to be talking about how to use AI to generate beautiful wall art as such. So you going to want to stick to the end for all the tips and tricks on how I actually got here in this beautiful, beautiful wall art. It's giving very self-care, wine, and all of the above. So let's get straight into it. So the first thing that you want to do is head over to ChatGPT, and they do have a new version. Okay, so this is the newest and most advanced model, which is ChatGPT 4.0, and then you have the ChatGPT 4, right? So these are both paid models, and here is the actual prompt that I use to actually generate, which I'll leave below, these beautiful images with a female in a hot pink robe with a glass of wine. So if you want to go ahead and use this prompt, you surely can. And once you generate the prompt and you get what you like, you're going to hit this download button here and you'll download the image. So that is super easy to do. So you definitely want to head over to ChatGPT, type in this prompt, and keep generating until you actually get the image that you want. And here at the bottom, you can click regenerate, and every time you click regenerate, it will regenerate a new image for you. So we're going to regenerate to see what other images we can get, because we can actually make this a set, right? So that is the great thing about wall art. When you have a set, it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I always like to keep the set like very similar to each other. So I really like this one as well. But I'm going to go ahead and regenerate to do another version of it, because I want to get it closer to the actual photo that we're looking at in Canva. So I like all of those. And, this obviously is not a digital illustration. So sometimes you just got to keep regenerating. So you get the idea of just keep regenerating until you get the ideal look or looks that you want. And you can actually change the color. So inside of the prompt, if you don't want it to be pink, you could change it to something else. Like, I really like this. This is more so in the line of actually what we're looking at. So I would download those, and boom. Now we have 3 different images, and it's giving wall art vibes already. So then what I want to do is I'm going to head over to Canva, right? And I actually did a 11 by 17. So I'm going to go to the home page to show you. So when you go to create a design, you will go down to custom size. And I believe you have to have the Canva Pro version, but it's so worth it. You'll go to inches and you'll type in 11 by 17, right? And then you'll hit create new design, right? And it's going to open up into a new design like this. And once you have your images downloaded, you will then proceed to go to upload files, and you'll go to your downloads. So let's go ahead and go to the downloads so we can actually download those images, right? So we'll download these 2 images here, click open, and we'll bring those in. So this is the first image that we all looked at right here. So I'm going to show you how I got to this pink background, because I always do a white background, if you notice, inside of the prompt. So this has a white background on it, and I want to take it off. So I'm going to click edit image. And you do have to have the pro version. As you can see, anything with a crown means that you have to have the pro version. So you definitely want to get the pro version. And now I've removed the background. So now that I have removed the background, I like to shrink down. And this is just a preference for me. I like to shrink down to make it fit the size. So now what I'm going to do is simply stretch the photo. And I'm going to stretch it as far as I can until I get to the top as much as I can, right? Just a smidget at the top. And I want to bring it back down, right? And then I'm going to just keep dragging it. Always drag from the corners. All right, so now I have stretched it out. And now I just want to drag this down some because I don't want any white space. And then what I like to do is I'll just pull back the corners, click in behind because now I want to change the background to pink. You know, I'm going to give it that nice pink color. And then I'll stretch it back up, right? So now we have this nice look. All right, so now that we got the nice look that we want, um, this is perfect, right? So got it to where I want it to be, remove the background. We can actually zoom in to check it out, right? It looks good. So then what I want to do is I'm going to download this, and I'm going to go to download it as a PNG. I'm going to make sure I'm only clicking page 1 because I only want to be able to download just the one page. And this is actually going to download. And then I'm going to head over to bigjpg.com because you want to be able to enlarge the quality of the photos. So I'm going to click open, right? And then I'm just going to click start artwork, times it by 4 because in the free version you could go up to 4, and I'll do the highest, and then I'll press OK. And then I will let this actually upload and enlarge the quality of the photo. Then I'm going to head back over. So now that you have this design in 11 by 17, you want to actually go ahead and begin to make your mock-ups for it. So what I like to do is, again, I go to the home page, and instead you'll go to create a design. And instead of inches, you're going to put it in pixels. So ideally, if we wanted to list this on Etsy, which we're going to head over to Etsy in 1 second, we'll do 2000 by 2000, and you'll hit create a new design. And then we'll head over here. And this is how we end up here with the mock-ups, right? So I'm going to show you how to actually create the mock-up and how I go about doing it, which is 2 different ways. So we're going to go to Etsy though, and we're going to type in black girl wall art, right? Because we just want to see kind of what is going on. So I love self-care. I think self-care is great. And there's also going to be a link below with a store that you can purchase your images from. So be sure to scroll through the store, an Etsy store, to where you could purchase images to do things as such. And then I'm just going through. So as you can see, this store here, very nice wall art. I would love to have this wall art inside of my bedroom, my bathroom. So we're just looking through the different wall art. I really love this, looking at the mock-ups and just really taking notice of the mock-up. So if you look at this mock-up here, I love it. It's nice and clean, a nice background with a wooden floor, right? And you just kind of put this in the frame. So you could also use AI to create mock-ups as well. But if you notice, like, this mock-up is very similar. So I have 3 different versions, which you can see here. I have this mock-up. I have another one like this, and then this one here. So I'm going to show you all how we go about doing that. So while the image is uploading, let's go back and check. So it's still uploading. Now I've already actually went ahead and uploaded the highest quality image inside of here. So we don't have to worry about it. It's inside of my uploads already. So this is the higher quality image here. So I went ahead and pre-did that already. But that's how you would actually upscale your quality. And once it's finished, you'll hit download and you'll upload it to your files. So now we're going to go ahead over to photos. And we're going to type in black frame, right? Because I like the black frame look. So when you go in, if you don't have the Canva pro version, you can always filter by free. If you click on the filter button right here, you'll just check off free and it'll give you all the free options that you could utilize. But if you do have a pro version like me, you can actually take advantage of the different mockups in here as well. So as you can see, they have a lot. So I like this one here. So I opted to use this one, which is the empty frame on light wooden floor. And I also like this too because it's here you can also check out the licensing and different information. But I like this. So what I do is I'll drag this inside of here. And then now I'm just stretching it out. Always stretching it out from the four corners. And then I'm centering it. And as you can see, the purple line is going to give me the center. And then I just eye it just to make sure it's in the center the way I want it to be. So now I'm just moving it over some, right? So it looks pretty centered to me. And then here's another one that I like. So I typically would just bring in all the frames that I like for my mockups. And that one is easy. Just stretch that out. And we could just keep going down, right? So this one here, you add this one in. So I think this is a good amount. I want to move this one up some though. I don't want it too far at the bottom, right? So here are some mockups. So now I'm going to head back over to my uploads. And again, I'm going to bring in that higher quality image. It doesn't matter. You really just want to make sure you're using a higher quality image for the digital download so people are getting the best quality. But when you're actually doing a mockup, you could use a lower quality so people won't actually copy or, steal your stuff. So that's fine. But you want to make sure you're delivering the file to your intended customer with the highest quality file. So now what I did was I brought it in and now I'm just stretching it out to fit the actual frame. I want to get as much of the white space in it as possible, just so it looks like it's blended in side of the frame, right? But you still want to keep the black as well outside of it. So as you can see, this is very close. This is good to go. Just a little bit of white here at the corner until you get it to where you want it to be, right? So I think this is pretty good. So I like this. And then what you could do is you could just kind of copy this photo here and bring it down. It's probably going to not be the same size, but now you could just bring it into this one. Now all of the frames are going to matter because as you can see, it's such a large white strip here. So now I'm going to have to extend it to the side. But here it's more of a portrait, so I don't have to do that much extending on the side, keeping the actual picture the way I want it to be. I want it to look as closely to the image as possible. And what I mean by that is like I want it to, actually not cut off as much as the top. But since we're doing a mock-up, right, sometimes it's like that when the picture is not sized perfectly. But the point is to get people to have a visual on how the particular image can look inside of the frame. So again, just playing around with the frame as much as I can, extending it out as much as I can to make it fit the way that makes sense, right, inside of the frame. So now we're just playing around with it, right? So, and then we're just going to slide this a little bit to the corner. All right, so now we have this mock-up here. And then here's the last one. So again, I'm going to copy this one because it's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to go down here and I'm going to paste that. And it's almost a perfect fit. And I'll just drag this down, right? And I could drag this up some. And you want to find like the closest frame to fit your image. So this one here is pretty accurate. So another way, which I'm going to show you how you can utilize this, is if, so let's say we do that here. Let's just move it to the corner. All right, so now you have that here, and I love it because it has the shadow already on it. So it's perfect, right? And this one has like already a white background, so it's good to go. So now that you have your mock-ups done, and you could look at it full size, the mock-ups look good, you will be able to upload this onto your particular website. And here's what the mock-ups look like. Super, super beautiful. Love the mock-ups. It gives it such a pop. So now that you have the mock-ups, you can go ahead and also head over to Printify. And when you go to Printify, you can actually get these already loaded and ready for your customers at printify.com. And when you go to Printify, you want to click on catalog. And when you click on catalog, you will come here and I search for wall art frame. And I'm going to pick this first one here, which is called frame posters. And when you click on frame posters, you want to go ahead and click start designing. And this here, they have a lot of different sizes, which is so cool. So you can offer multiple sizes to your customers. I'm going to click see details, and I'm going to head down to the size that I am using, which is 11 by 17 in the vertical portrait. And it's a semi-glossy, right? It tells you the provider, who the person is. And I'm going to click update because I wanted to change the variation of the design. So then I'm going to head back over to uploads because I want to go ahead and use that picture, right? And I'm going to upload my design. So now that I'm uploading my design, I'm going to bring this design inside of here, right? And this is how essentially you would print this out for your customers. You can always order a sample for yourself if you want to see how it looks. And then I'm clicking preview. Now, once I click preview, I'm able to see how it looks in the frame. And as you can see, it creates a white border. So I'm going to go back to edit. And the reason why it's creating that border is because it has a bleed on the outside. So if you drag the green corners out to the side, go ahead and make sure everything is no white is showing, right? So here is the frame. It looks amazing. So now I click download mockup. So I'm going to download this mockup. And as you can see, I don't like any of these mockups here, which is why I don't use them. But I do like these two front and side frames. So what I'm doing is I'm downloading it because then I could take this back into Canva and I could upload it on top of the frames that I've already done. So now when I go back inside, if I want to create a different variation of mockups, which you can see I've done here, I could just simply place it over a wooden background, or you could Google like a wooden floor background. But I could just simply go ahead and duplicate this, and I'll just delete this out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to uploads. I'm going to upload those actual front and side frames that I've actually done inside of Printify. And let's just make this just a little bit smaller so you can see. And I'm going to bring this in. Now I'm going to edit the image again. I'm going to remove the background. And if you don't have the paid version, you can use a free background remover. So if you go on, I think bgremover.com, or if you Google like background removers, you can actually remove backgrounds for free as well. So now I'm going to go ahead and just shrink. And now I'm going to stretch it out. So now I'm going to stretch this out to cover this frame. And obviously I'm going to make it just right on top of the actual frame here, so you won't be able to see it. And then I'm just going to stretch it out. So I'm going to stretch it out until it covers that black frame. and you can still see it just a tad. So I'm gonna keep stretching it out until you get it to where you want it to be. And I think I just gotta stretch it out just a little bit more. And then that is how you would use the mock-up that you created inside of Printify. So you can actually use that because that's the frame that it will come in when your customers purchase it. So you can actually use that frame. Or if they don't want to use that frame, you could just give them the digital download option. And this just shows them how it could potentially look inside of a black frame. But if you use Printify, they do have their own mockups. And you can simply also add and then you could put in words like, you could go ahead and go to a shape. Let's go to elements, and you just kind of type in shape, and let's see what shape we got. And we could add in something like this. Let's change the color. Can make it white. And then we could add some text in that says width, frame, something like that, to let your customers know this is how it looks with the frame. You would bold it, make it nice and bold. And you could put the size as well, right? Because you could offer different sizes, but you could just give this as an example since this is a 11 by 17, right? And now you have a mock-up here with the information, and then you could zoom in to see how it looks. It looks great. So here is how it would look with this frame. And now they have an option to know what it could potentially look like with the frame if you're going to get it shipped and printed by Printify. But this is simply how you make the AI prints, and you upload it into Canva. And now you actually have a beautiful digital design that you can give to someone, or someone can print it out. And you have two options for people. So I hope that you like this video. Again, there are going to be links below. If you want to purchase images like this, go ahead and follow the Etsy store down below. And don't forget to share this video out with as many people as you can. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and comment. And let me know what you would like to see next as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And let's see what you can create. Go ahead and get those prints created and upload them to your website, and keep going. Remember, subscribe, share, comment, and like.